steps. Chase Hughes spent 20 years teaching intelligence officers how to make people comply without ever raising their voice. On The Diary of a CEO with Stephen Bartlett, he broke down the exact mechanic behind it. Here is how to use it today, in a negotiation, a difficult conversation, or a simple ask at work. The core idea: fast. Most people think persuasion is about pushing. Make a strong argument, state your case, win the point. Chase Hughes says that is backwards. The people who actually get compliance do the opposite. They do not push against the other person's frame. They match it, then guide it, one small step at a time. This is called micro-compliance. Instead of asking for the big yes right away, you ask for a series of small, almost invisible yeses first. Each one lowers resistance for the next. By the time you make the real ask, the other person has already said yes 5 times without noticing the pattern. The other half of this idea is what Hughes calls resonance over direction. Direction is telling someone what to do. Resonance is showing someone that you already understand what they want. So agreeing with you feels like agreeing with themselves. Machiavelli wrote about this same principle 500 years ago. He said, a wise leader learns to work with human nature instead of fighting it. Chase Hughes is describing the same law with modern language and a lab coat. Here's why this matters to you. You already do this badly without knowing it. You ask your partner for something big when they are stressed, and you get a no. You pitch an idea to your boss cold, with no lead-in, and you get a maybe that never turns into a yes. You're skipping the small yeses and going straight for the big one, and the other person's guard stays up the entire time. Once you see this pattern, you cannot unsee it. Every successful negotiator, every good parent, every closer in sales is running some version of micro-compliance, whether they can name it or not. The people who struggle to get what they want are almost always the ones who lead with the big ask. Now, the implementation. Here are 4 ways to use this immediately. Way. Number 1. Before any important ask, warm up with 2 or 3 small agreements first. If you want your partner to agree to a big financial decision, do not open with a number. Open with something they already agree with. We both want to feel less stressed about money this year, right? That is yes number 1, and we agreed we would look at this together instead of avoiding it. Yes number 2. Now, the real ask lands on softer ground. Way number 2, trade direction for resonance in your language. Instead of saying, you need to, try, I think you already know that. Instead of, here is what we should do, try, it sounds like part of you already wants to. You're not manipulating the truth. You are removing the friction of being told what to do, which is what makes people dig in. Way number 3, watch for the blink rate and topic avoidance. Hughes describes as stress signals. If you bring up a topic and the other person's blinking speeds up, or they change the subject fast, that is a sign they are carrying tension around it. Do not push directly into that spot. Back off, return to a small agreement, and approach the sensitive topic again once the tension has settled. Way number 4. In any negotiation, ask questions that can only be answered with agreement before you ask the question that requires a real decision. Do you want this to work out well for both of us? Nearly everyone says yes. That single small yes changes the emotional temperature of the entire conversation that follows. Here is a scenario walkthrough. Picture this. You want to ask your manager for a raise. The old way, you walk in and say, I think I deserve a raise, and brace for pushback. The micro-compliance way looks different. You start with, do you think the team has hit its numbers this quarter? Yes. And you would agree I have taken on more than my original role? Yes. I want to talk about making sure my pay reflects that. Does that seem fair to bring up? By the time you ask for the raise directly, your manager has already agreed with you 3 times. The conversation was never a fight. It was a series of small doors, each one opening the next. Time for the recap. Chase Hughes calls it micro-compliance. Machiavelli called it working with human nature instead of against it. Same law, different century. Start small, match the frame, and let the big yes arrive on its own. If you want the deeper philosophical roots of this idea, the full breakdown of persuasion and power through Machiavelli's own words, look for the companion video. Chase Hughes taught intelligence officers how to get compliance without ever raising their voice. We have given you the exact 4-step method to use his micro-compliance technique in your next negotiation, hard conversation, or simple ask. We have covered what micro-compliance actually means and why direct asks fail. The resonance over direction shift that removes resistance instantly. 4 scripts you can use today in relationships, work, and negotiation. The stress signal Chase Hughes says reveals when to back off. How Machiavelli described this same law 500 years before modern behavior science. This channel takes the biggest ideas from behavior science and psychology and turns them into something you can actually use today. No theory without application, just the exact steps. Go to the Wisdom of Jung Machiavelli Buddha and the Stoics channel to see other videos telling how to implement and extract value from other Chase Hughes or Stephen Bartlett talks. Don't leave without hitting like and subscribing if you haven't already. We are doing our best to grow by bringing you material that will add insight and wisdom to your life. See you on the next video. Stay kind, support your community, and stay loving.
When the time is right, seek the wisdom of the ages. Look within for the answers you seek.